My team and I developed technology that generates over 100 million in monthly revenue. Marcus, my husband and CEO, said he'd buy me the mystery I liked, but instead he just grabbed a cheap plastic toy from a flea market stall. Honey, fundraising hasn't been going well lately, he said. I'll buy you what you really want next year. Moments later, I saw him on his female streamer's live stream. He had bought her a complete set of limited edition mystery, just for her to unbox and enjoy. Only someone who truly cares for you and understands you will give you exclusive affection. I quietly commented on her live stream, looks great. Her live stream exploded. A moment later, Marcus called, sounding frantic, listen to me, I only bought her a gift to motivate a new employee. Don't overthink it. Delete your comment and apologize to her, and I promise I'll buy you a set of mystery too. How about that? Unfortunately, I had eaten enough of his empty promises. No need. Let's just get divorced first. I'm doing this to motivate my employees. You own half the shares in this platform, aren't all my actions for our benefit? Marcus shouted impatiently from the other end of the phone. Are you seriously joking about divorce? That's not funny at all. I'm warning you for the last time. Besides, I've already given you a way out. If you don't appreciate the opportunity, then don't blame me for not considering your feelings. The phone was slammed down. I stared at the divorce court clerk's office, taking a deep breath. He didn't understand, I was truly fed up. This time, I was genuinely ending this marriage. While waiting in line, I idly scrolled through my phone. Skylar's live stream was already chaotic with live chat messages, and my tech team was passionately defending me. Oh, isn't this the influencer who got ahead by using illicit means to gain power? Such high-level tactics, mind teaching me? Exactly. Always off and coasting, no skills whatsoever, just good at flattering the boss. Too bad I don't have that kind of talent. Similar sarcastic comments flooded the screen. No wonder Marcus was so desperate to call and threaten me. His little streamer faced a massive backlash. But those words weren't wrong at all. Skylar had no technical skills, nothing of value, other than live streaming by being cute. Yet, for her sake, Marcus rejected a tech genius who graduated from MIT. He insisted on having someone from a vocational school handle core development. The entire tech department opposed it at the time, and I went to him to ask for an explanation. But he looked at me with disappointment. How can you be so judgmental? Didn't we agree when we started this company that we'd give new talent a chance? You're discriminating against her education. I actually felt ashamed then and immediately told HR to relax the hiring criteria. The result was hiring an excellent programmer from a regular university, but Marcus directly kicked the person out. We are a leading platform, not a training academy. How dare this trash apply? Does HR want to get forced out with him? It turned out the opportunity he spoke of was only for Skylar. As I was thinking this, the team chat exploded. Boss, don't be sad. We've already gone to bat for you. Seeing the screen full of emojis, I felt a little better. I was about to remind them not to go too far. Then, a notification popped up in the company-wide chat from Marcus. Employees browsing live streams during working hours will have their monthly performance bonuses deducted. Repeat offenders will be immediately fired. The disciplinary list consisted entirely of my team members. Meanwhile, employees who sent virtual gifts to Skylar or acted as sycophants were not penalized. The chat immediately exploded. This is too much. It's clearly targeting our tech department. Boss, why don't we start our own venture? We'll follow you wherever you go. Seeing everyone's indignation, a pang of sadness went through me. 5 years of marriage, he knew my overly protective nature too well. Every time I upset him, he would target my team. I endured it again and again, but this was the last time. I dialed a familiar number. Director, I finally got you to agree. Welcome to our platform. I have a condition. Tell me, conditions are always negotiable. I want to bring my core tech team with me. The other person's voice trembled with excitement. That's wonderful. I'll arrange it immediately. Salaries will be doubled across the board, and we'll prepare stock options for you too. My team had always been top tier in the industry, yet they were constantly suppressed because of my relationship with Marcus. They became Marcus's tool to coerce me. From now on, this wouldn't happen again. After handling this, I took out the long-forgotten divorce agreement. 5 years had passed. Marcus had probably forgotten the agreement we signed when we were in love. Back then, we agreed that if one day we no longer cherished each other, we would give each other freedom. At the time, we both thought this agreement would never be needed. But unexpectedly, that day had truly arrived. "Ma'am, you need to prove the marital breakdown is irreconcilable to process the divorce," the clerk said. I reluctantly called Marcus, but he kept hanging up. The crowd in the waiting area started to get impatient. I had no choice but to open Skylar's live stream. Sure enough, I saw Marcus frantically sending virtual gifts in her live stream, and typing in the public chat that he wanted her to come over that night. I also pulled up his virtual gift records and transaction details. The clerk reviewed them and nodded sympathetically. "You can come pick up the documents tomorrow." "Thank you." I turned to leave, and that's when Marcus finally called. "Now you're worried, are you? I gave you good advice, but you wouldn't listen. I'm furious now, nothing you say will help. I have an important meeting tonight, I won't be home. You should really think about what you did wrong." Before he finished speaking, Skylar's voice came from the other end of the line. "Marcus, for my million-fan celebration live stream, will wearing a JK uniform or a Lolita dress attract more popularity?" The call was abruptly cut off. Today wasn't my birthday, nor Marcus's, it was Skylar's fan celebration. What important meeting? It was just an excuse to stand by his streamer. I remembered that Marcus had a trauma for celebratory events since childhood due to past psychological trauma. For years, to accommodate his emotions, I never even had a birthday party. Now, for Skylar, he had broken that taboo. I laughed at myself wryly. So, the power of true love was indeed magical, capable of curing even psychological barriers. Unfortunately, after 5 years of marriage, I was never his salvation, nor his cure. Shaking off these thoughts, I took my team to meet the new platform, and we quickly settled the terms. The tech team members couldn't help but advise me, "Ms. Grace, this kind of deadbeat, just let him go as soon as possible." I shook my head with a bitter smile. I remembered when we first met, he wore a plaid shirt and carried books, like a naive college student. Now he had become a smooth and worldly capitalist, repeatedly hurting those around him. This change, wasn't it also something I had enabled? In the beginning, I spoiled him too much. As long as he said a few words of sweet talk, I would overlook all his mistakes. Gradually, he felt I had no principles and became even more audacious. Later, when he made a mistake, he would just give a perfunctory apology. If I didn't compromise, he would start suppressing and retaliating. Now, his actions had crossed my breaking point. It was my repeated forgiveness that gave him the courage to hurt me. And I was naive enough to think he would change. I was truly foolish. Shaking off these thoughts, I changed the subject. "Come on, I'm treating Eve Ryan to barbecue and beers." The team cheered excitedly. We partied until early morning before dispersing. When I returned home and opened the door, Marcus, who had claimed to have a meeting, was waiting for me in the living room. He frowned at the smell of alcohol on me and recoiled a few steps. "How many times have I told you? I hate women who reek of alcohol. Are you deaf?" I sneered. Because of that one statement, I had abstained from alcohol for 5 years. But a few days ago, on Skylar's food review stream, she ate with greasy lips and drank wine, saying, "I'm sorry, Marcus, I know you don't like this." Marcus dotingly wiped her mouth. "Silly, eat what you want, drink what you want. I just don't like unkempt people. You're cute and down-to-earth like this." He personally served her food, and if it's you, I'll like you no matter what you look like. Thinking of these things, I disgustedly avoided his outstretched hand. "Didn't you say you had a meeting?" Marcus tossed a blanket at me. "I was just worried about you being home alone. And you had fun and didn't even reply to my messages. I even specifically asked my assistant to bring you your favorite milk tea." In the past, if he didn't reply to my messages within half an hour, I would worry and contact him. This time, I ignored him for an entire day. He probably came back because he sensed something was wrong. Looking at the milk tea on the table, it was indeed my favorite brand. But I didn't even glance at it. I had seen through his playing manipulative games. Seeing my indifference, Marcus, still thinking he could easily sweet-talk me as before, softened his tone. "All right, stop this. Let's just meet halfway. I won't pursue the matter of you slandering Skylar and causing her live stream to be disrupted. But hand over that new project you're working on to her. Her live stream data is so good. If you hadn't been suppressing her resources, it wouldn't have turned out this way. As long as you agree, I'll immediately revoke your team's disciplinary action." I finally understood. No wonder he suddenly came home, bringing my favorite milk tea. He was just putting on an act for Skylar again. He truly loved her. He even broke his silent treatment rule for her. I sneered, fine. Marcus smiled, clearly thinking he had one. He was too familiar with this scenario. Remember today's lesson. If you hadn't been so petty as to disrupt her live stream and incited online trolls against her, it wouldn't have gotten this far. Anyway, let's let bygones be bygones. Go arrange the handover now. I pulled out my employee badge from my bag and tossed it in front of him. Giving her the project isn't enough. This position of tech director, you might as well give that to her too. 3. Marcus was stunned. What do you mean by that? Her live stream data is so good, she really should be promoted. I'm talking to you calmly, and you're being unreasonable again? His face darkened with displeasure. When I didn't let go, he said I was suppressing her. Now that I was voluntarily stepping aside, he said I was irrational. He had an answer for everything. Seeing my silence, Marcus frowned. It's just a mystery, isn't it? I'll buy you a whole set tomorrow. How can you, a director, be so petty? Look how generous Skylar is. Shouldn't you reflect on yourself? Even now, he still thought I cared about that mystery. Forget it. Save your money to buy Skylar her limited edition skins. Marcus exploded in anger, grabbing the game controller beside him and throwing it. How many times have I told you, Skylar and I have a purely professional relationship? Why are you full of conspiracy theories like those online trolls? The whole company called her Skylar, but he affectionately called her Skylar. It was so obvious, yet he was still pretending. You know what your relationship is in your heart. Marcus's face turned green with rage, and he roared, since you think that way, then throw the toy I bought you. I specially picked it out, you don't deserve it at all. He grabbed my wrist, about to rummage through my bag. I shook him off and opened my bag for him to see. That toy had long been thrown into the trash can. My bag was empty. You don't have to tell me. That kind of trash was tossed a long time ago. A hurt expression flashed in Marcus's eyes. He raised his hand as if to strike, veins bulging, but then forcefully restrained himself. Suit yourself. He stormed out, slamming the door. The old me would have chased after him to soothe his emotions. But now, all I wanted was a good night's sleep. When I woke up, my phone was bombarded with messages. This time, I was the one being disciplined. Since a certain person feels unworthy of being a director, then as she wishes, she will be demoted. Those who spoke up for me before had all been punished, so no one dared to say a word this time. I couldn't be bothered to deal with it and directly led my team to HR to process our resignations. The HR department frantically called for instructions. Mr. Marcus, a group of people are resigning. Skylar's cooing voice came from the other end of the phone. Marcus, if you have work, go do it. I'll just go shopping by myself. No, I haven't even handled this online bullying situation for you yet. I have to be with you today. Then he impatiently told HR, you need to ask for my permission for a mere resignation? Do you not know how to do your job? But they are core, so annoying. The stamp is in my office drawer, go stamp it yourself, don't disturb me. The call was cut, and his phone was turned off. HR's face turned ashen. They had no choice but to process our paperwork. When the news spread, it turned into us being forced out. Skylar's fan community exploded, with everyone mocking, what's the use of being good at tech? You still can't keep a man. What about seniority? In the live streaming world, popularity rules. They mocked us shamelessly. My team was furious, ready to argue back. I stopped them and said with a smile, yes, I wish your idol sells well every day. Ignoring their twisted expressions, I left with my team. We stopped by the city services center on the way. The moment I received the divorce certificate, I felt lighthearted. I'm happy today, so I'm treating. Order whatever you want. The team was arguing between Japanese food or hot pot. I scrolled through my phone, waiting for them to decide. Suddenly, they all fell silent, and someone tugged at my sleeve. Ms. Grace, look over there. I looked up in the direction they were pointing. For Marcus and Skylar were seen taking photos in front of a limited edition store at the Pop Emporium. The surrounding influencers started to chime in. Skylar, so your boyfriend, whom you've hidden for 3 years, is this handsome? You finally decided to let us meet him. Marcus elegantly adjusted his tie and said gently, apologies for keeping you all waiting. I've been busy with work matters. Skylar told me you're all her good friends, so I'm covering all food and drinks today. 3 years ago? At that time, Skylar was still in vocational school. No wonder he disregarded the tech department's objections and insisted on having a streamer do development. A programmer beside me angrily kicked over a chair, drawing their attention. Marcus turned and saw me, immediately releasing Skylar's hand. "How are you here?" I gave a cold smile. "Is this what you call a purely business collaboration?" Marcus stepped back guiltily, then remembering our conflict, his voice suddenly rose. "I'm just accompanying her for a promotional photo shoot. You can't even understand this bit of hyping each other up for business, and you have the nerve to question me? And you all, instead of working at your workstation during office hours, you're out shopping. Do you even respect me as your CEO? Your tech team, their bonuses for this month are all cut." Skylar was on TikTok every day, streaming with a beauty filter and slacking off with no consequences, while being overly harsh on us who actually did the work. I smiled sarcastically. "I'm sorry, I forgot to inform you, our entire tech department has already submitted their resignations. You can continue with your hyping each other up for business, we won't be accompanying you." Marcus froze, then showed a familiar expression. "Are you playing manipulative games again? I'm busy dealing with platform operations, I don't have time to play games with you." Yes, he was very busy. Busy accompanying Skylar shopping, busy flattering her influencer friends, and busy targeting me. Skylar hugged Marcus's arm, adding fuel to the fire. "Marcus, she completely disregards you as her husband. It's bad enough that she's leaving, but she's taking the core tech team with her too? Isn't that intentionally trying to bring down the platform?" Her influencer friends also started fanning the flames. "Skylar is so sensible, beautiful, kind-hearted, and talented. She would never betray the platform." Skylar told us that Grace is just a figurehead director. All the technical solutions were provided by Skylar. Someone like that should have resigned a long time ago. Someone like her should be replaced immediately. Skylar is the most suitable person for you. Listening to these malicious slanders, Marcus knew the truth, yet he didn't say a word in my defense. He just sighed and said, "For the sake of our many years of marriage, I'll give you one last chance. As long as you apologize to Skylar and give her the new project, I can let bygones be bygones, otherwise." The threat of divorce hadn't even left his lips. Before, every time he showed that expression, I would fearfully beg him for forgiveness. But this time, I smiled and threw the divorce certificate in front of him. No need for threats. We're already divorced. Marcus was completely stunned, momentarily unable to recover. What divorce? Hen, did I agree to a divorce? Impossible, I didn't even sign anything. How could you have processed it? It seemed he had completely forgotten the agreement we signed back then. I sneered. "Isn't this exactly what you wanted? From now on, you can openly pursue a relationship with Skylar." Skylar's eyes lit up, and she immediately hugged Marcus's arm. "Marcus, she's right. Didn't you always complain that she was too strict? Now you're free. Let's go get married right away. I'll ask all our fans to join the wedding livestream, okay?" Marcus, however, frowned tightly, shook off her hand, and said with a serious expression, "Stop messing around. I've told you countless times it's just a business interaction. Don't push your luck and make my wife misunderstand." Then he turned to me, his tone softening. "Did she say something that made you overthink? She's young and doesn't know any better. Don't take her inappropriate remarks seriously. I swear to God, there's nothing going on between me and her. We haven't even chatted privately." He spoke while observing my expression, seeing no reaction from me. He sighed, picked up the divorce certificate from the ground, and threw it into the trash can. "Stop joking like this. Let's just let this go this time. Let's go home." He reached out to pull me. I forcefully shook off his hand. Even now, he still thought I was just throwing a tantrum or acting jealous. It was all because I used to be too accommodating, letting him get used to my concessions, which led to him becoming like this today. I looked him straight in the eye. "Go check the City Services Center website yourself. I'm not joking." Ignoring his persistence, I turned to my team and asked, "It's been a while, have you decided what you want to eat?" Seeing that I was calm and unaffected by Marcus, everyone relaxed. "Let's go for Korean barbecue. Ms. Grace has to pay a fortune today." Yes, we absolutely must order the most expensive Wagyu set." I pretended not to notice Marcus's ashen face and led the team into the restaurant. The team chattered as they studied the menu. Although they said they would totally splurge on me, when ordering, they tacitly avoided the most expensive sets. Looking at these stubborn but kind-hearted guys, my heart felt warm. Time spent with my team was always easy and pleasant. Unlike, who was outwardly gentle and considerate but secretly did hurtful things. Sweet talk is cheap, true sincerity for someone is shown through actions. Flowery words are worthless, they're just talk. Genuine effort is the most precious. As soon as we sat down, Marcus uninvitedly squeezed into our private room. I continued to ignore him, and Marcus's face darkened. It had been a long time since he encountered a situation where his attempts to reconcile were ineffective. But at this moment, he dared not erupt, so he just ordered a few of my favorite special sets and softened his tone. I'm paying for this meal today. Everyone, eat to your heart's content. As for what happened this morning, I can let bygones be bygones. I'll revoke the disciplinary order right now, and the performance bonuses will be paid as usual. How's that? His hand rested on the back of my chair, subtly applying pressure. The message was clear. He had swallowed his pride and softened his stance, so shouldn't I give him an easy out? He expected me to soften and compromise as I always had. But I couldn't help but laugh aloud, and the entire tech team was chuckling too. Someone kindly reminded him, Mr. Marcus, perhaps you don't know yet? Our resignation paperwork has already been processed. You're no longer our boss. Don't think you can threaten Ms. Grace with withholding wages anymore. That trick doesn't work now. Marcus was stunned. He had thought our talk of resigning was just to scare him, never expecting we had actually completed the paperwork. Regaining his composure, he sneered. What, are you playing the victim with your Ms. Grace? Oh, many core tech team members resigning, how could that be approved without my signature? Stop acting, just tell me what you want. I can meet your terms. Even now, he still thought we were haggling, which was ridiculous. I focused on eating my Korean barbecue, too lazy to acknowledge him. A team member chuckled and said, Mr. Marcus, your memory is really bad. When we went to process our resignations this morning, didn't HR call to ask for your permission? At that time, you were busy having fun with Skylar, telling HR not to disturb you. Have you forgotten all that already? With a boom, Marcus's mind exploded. He finally remembered that incident. He immediately called HR in a rage. Grace's tech team resigned? How dare you approve that? HR was on the verge of a breakdown. Mr. Marcus, you yourself said. Marcus swore directly. I was talking about regular employees. Grace's team is our platform's core tech team. If you let them leave, who will maintain the platform system? You useless idiot, pack your bags and get out now. He slammed the phone down, then turned and put on a gentle expression again. It's all due to the incompetence of my subordinates. You are the backbone of this platform. How could I possibly let you leave? Saying this, he tried to put his arm around my shoulder. I dodged his hand and sneered, you're joking, right? Doesn't the tech department have Skylar? I heard she's an expert in full-stack development. With a lightweight like me gone, the platform will actually develop better. Why are you so anxious? Marcus looked around, and the group of influencers wisely retreated. Only remained, staying close to him. Noticing his gaze, she immediately put on a pitiful expression. Ms. Grace, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I shouldn't have talked nonsense and slandered you on the live stream. If you're angry, blame me. Marcus truly didn't know, don't blame him. All the mistakes are mine, and I should be the one punished. Marcus gave her a satisfied look and then started persuading me again. She's just a new streamer who just graduated, she doesn't understand platform rules. Since she's apologized, just forgive her this once. We need to give newcomers space to grow. He was still pulling the same old trick. Every time a problem arose, he would have Skylar pretend to be pitiful and apologize. Then he would say a few nice words, and the matter would be over. I used to fall for it, but now I was just focused on eating my Korean barbecue, too lazy to bother. Marcus's expression grew increasingly grim. Skylar bit her lip and knelt directly in the private room. Ms. Grace, I truly know I was wrong. You love that mystery so much, how about I give it back to you? She unhesitatingly offered to give me the mystery, which she claimed was worth 300,000. But I knew what she was offering was definitely a fake. She had already sold the genuine item for cash. After all, it was a huge sum of money, which was why she could be so generous in giving it away. Marcus, still moved by her sacrifice, turned to glare at me. She's apologized so humbly, even offering you the limited edition mystery. What more do you want? I put down my chopsticks and finally spoke. I've already made it very clear. Our team has signed with a new platform. Stop wasting your time. We're not coming back. Marcus trembled with anger. Fine, good for you. Daring to start our own venture behind my back. You'd better never think of coming back. Thinking of how all his previous attempts to reconcile had been in vain, and how my team had laughed at him. His face was extremely grim, and he stormed out, slamming the door. Skylar immediately dropped her pathetic expression and stood up. She looked at me triumphantly, as if she had already won. My tech team was furious and wanted to rush forward, but I stopped them. A serial philanderer like Marcus, he could go after whomever he pleased. I didn't want him anymore. It had been a W. Eek since I moved out of that house. Only after completing the onboarding procedures at the new company and finding an apartment did I go back to pack my remaining belongings. Standing at the doorway, memories flooded my mind. In the early days, we rented a small studio. Back then, Marcus had just started his venture, and I was responsible for the platform's technical architecture. We squeezed into the cramped space, coding late into the night, yet feeling incredibly fulfilled. We supported each other, though life was tight, it was simple and beautiful. It wasn't until the platform's users exceeded 10 million that we moved into a downtown penthouse. Everything was quietly changing. Marcus began to frequently attend various live stream events and dinners, surrounded by more and more influencers and streamers. He said this was for the platform's development, to maintain relationships with top streamers. I chose to believe him until I discovered the truth about Skylar. On those days he claimed to be away for tech conferences, he was actually with her, planning live stream events. I shook my head, unwilling to think about it anymore. Let the past be the past. Opening the door, I found Marcus unexpectedly home. Seeing me, a flicker of surprise crossed his eyes, then he feigned indifference. Didn't you say you'd never come back? Now you're back? I came to get my things, I said calmly. Seeing me prepare to pack the mechanical keyboard on the desk, he immediately stopped me. I bought this with my project bonus, don't touch it. I silently withdrew my hand. That was also set up with my money, you can't move that either, he shouted again. It was the same unreasonable behavior as every time we argued before. I used to find his awkward personality endearing, but now I just found it childish. I walked directly to the home office, gathered the collectibles, badges, and other souvenirs from the drawers. I threw them all into a trash can. Marcus rushed over to stop me. What are you doing? Why are you throwing all these away? I sneered, shaking off his hand. They're my things. I'll do whatever I want with them. It's none of your business. I took off the ring from my ring finger and also threw it into the trash can. Marcus's eyes instantly reddened. Grace, what are you doing? That's our wedding ring. I looked him straight in the eye, coldly. The agreement has already taken effect. You've just been unwilling to face the truth. Marcus waved his hand frantically. Impossible. I didn't sign any divorce documents. Don't try to trick me. It seemed he had truly forgotten that promise. Do you remember the agreement we signed before the platform went public? We agreed that if one of us ever betrayed the other, we could end the marriage at any time. Marcus's body trembled violently as memories flooded back. The document hidden deep in his safe now clearly appeared in his mind. Finally realizing the seriousness of the situation, he frantically grabbed my wrist. Skylar and I truly have nothing going on, it's all just work-related. If you mind, I'll immediately blacklist her, and I'll never have any private contact with her again. Grace, our years of relationship, we're each other's only family now. Are you really going to abandon our home because of this small misunderstanding? We were both from the orphanage. Precisely because of that, we cherished this hard-won relationship so much back then. But now, everything had changed. He actually called this a small misunderstanding. As if my pain was insignificant in his eyes. The hurt had accumulated over time, every betrayal, every deception, eroded my trust. I no longer wanted to fight for this relationship. Seeing my silence, Marcus pulled me towards the home office. The desk was covered with limited edition collectibles. Don't take what I said earlier out of anger to heart. I know you're upset about the mystery, so I collected all your favorite series. I was waiting to surprise you when you came back. Do you like them? Looking at his expectant gaze, I just shook my head. Let's just leave it at that. Don't bother me anymore. Ignoring his pleas and attempts to hold me back, I turned and left. But didn't give up. He started waiting downstairs at my new company. On the first day, he sent a projected declaration of love covering an entire wall. On the second day, he filled the area with deliveries of my favorite milk tea. On the third day, he even set up an LED screen outside the building, continuously playing videos of our shared moments. Colleagues who didn't know the full story envied me, thinking I had such a romantic suitor. Only my tech team saw through it. Director, don't go soft. You worked so hard to get out of that mess. Yeah, he's definitely doing this because after we left, the platform's service quality plummeted, and users are complaining. I heard their system has bugs every day, live streams keep disconnecting, and the tech department is a complete mess. He just wants to trick you into coming back to clean up his mess and fix this disaster. He's not genuinely remorseful, it's just that the platform can't survive without us. Listening to my team's analysis, I smiled knowingly. I assured them that I had long seen through Marcus's tricks and wouldn't fall for them again. I had the front desk return all the gifts he sent. I deleted his romantic texts without even looking at them. This continued for half a month, and he finally stopped appearing. I had just breathed a sigh of relief, preparing to relax at a coffee shop, when I ran into him and Skylar. The two were sitting in a corner, she snuggled coyly into his arms, and he dotingly stroked her hair. I had intended to leave quietly, but he still spotted me. Marcus immediately released Skylar and explained frantically, "It's not what you think. We haven't been in contact for a long time. She's been crying on her live stream, saying that if I didn't go for fee with her, she would expose company secrets to her fans. You know the platform is in crisis right now, so I had no choice but to appease her." He reached out to grab me, his eyes full of pleading. Skylar quickly chimed in to smooth things over, "Director, don't misunderstand. I was too willful and insisted on bothering Mr. Marcus." I stepped back, maintaining my distance from him. "We're already divorced. Your private life has nothing to do with me." As I turned to leave, Marcus chased after me, "Grace, you can hit me, scold me, whatever you want, but please give me a chance to make amends, okay? I truly know I was wrong, and I won't disappoint you again. At least give me some time to prepare. I really can't accept you suddenly walking away like this." I just shook my head, offering no response. Marcus's betrayals and lies had piled up, and Grace's trust had long since run out. As walked away, Marcus angrily pushed Skylar aside, "This is all your fault. Now she'll never trust me again." A flicker of triumph crossed Skylar's eyes as she wrapped her arms around his. "It's okay, you still have me. I'll always be by your side. I'll be the top streamer and bring the most traffic to the platform." Marcus froze. He remembered the vows we made when we first started our business. Back then, Grace promised to help him build the best live streaming platform and achieve his dreams with him. Having grown up in an orphanage, he was always wary of intimate relationships. Others found him eccentric and kept their distance. Only understood his pain, staying with him through long nights when hackers attacked and servers crashed. She even went to court against a former employee who stole trade secrets, all to protect the platform's code. That time Grace was sued, he held her outside the courthouse, weeping uncontrollably. After witnessing each other's most vulnerable moments, we decided to spend the rest of our lives together. But even the most beautiful promises ultima Telly couldn't withstand the erosion of time. Watching's receding figure, Marcus had tears streaming down his face. Those days filled with ideals and passion would never return. He reluctantly took Skylar's hand. Afraid of loneliness, he could only cling to this lifeline. After that, Marcus never came to Grace again. The platform plunged into an unprecedented crisis, with a massive loss of users and frequent server crashes. Skylar, as she had wished, became the platform's top personality, yet she had no technical understanding. The celebrity streamers she signed with huge sums were only good at grandstanding and paid no attention to product quality. She was solely focused on metrics, even resorting to fake traffic to meet KPIs. Truly skilled core employees left one after another, and service quality deteriorated rapidly. Most ironically, as the platform neared collapse, she was still calling for cost optimization and drastic cuts to R&D investment. Tech personnel salaries are too high. If they're not willing to take a pay cut, they can leave. Consequently, the veteran employees who kept the platform running gradually departed. What remained were either sycophantic product managers or completely inexperienced interns. The technical barriers Grace and her team had painstakingly built crumbled apart like that. Eventually, the platform was exposed for severe vulnerabilities, leading to massive user data breaches. Marcus declared bankruptcy and liquidation, and Skylar was also imprisoned for financial fraud. Meanwhile, the tech team Grace led was thriving at the new company. One day, Grace was in a meeting when she overheard a conversation between several job applicants. They were Skylar's former hangers-on, who used to badmouth Grace quite a bit at the company. "That crazy woman, Grace, didn't we just say her code was terrible? Turns out she was so petty, she had HR reject all our resumes. I wish we hadn't associated with Skylar, she's useless except for live stream selling." Exactly, if she had just stuck to being a decent influencer, she wouldn't have ruined the platform now. I heard she even bought followers with high-interest loans and is now hiding from debt collectors. Serves her right. She dragged Marcus down too, now he's embroiled in lawsuits. Grace paid no attention to their gossip. For years, Grace had focused on tech innovation and no longer cared about her ex-husband's situation. Although the team occasionally still gossiped, it had gradually faded. Grace never imagined he would end up like this. It was such a waste of a good opportunity. Grace went to HR to verify, and to her surprise, the HR person was also taken aback. "Ms. Grace, they didn't even pass the basic programming test. How could they blame you?" Grace smiled. She always let her capabilities speak for themselves and disdained playing office politics. Putting these past events behind her, Grace walked into the conference room. "Guys, our new system just won the annual tech award. Where should we go for the team building event? It's on me." The entire tech department erupted with excitement. Seeing the team's joyful camaraderie, Grace couldn't help but smile. Without in her life, Grace lived with more ease and freedom. The road ahead was long, but Grace had found her own direction. Thank you for watching today's story. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section. Feel free to share your views, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories. See you next time.